Yahweh Shalom at Barak. Allahu Assalamu Alaikum. Our Father's peace and blessings to all who catch this message. It is time for a party. We get together 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a daily basis, except for Shabbat. Most people would call Shabbat Saturday. We get together to speak on 10 special interest groups. They each have their own designated day. And then on Sundays, we have question and answer. Today's special interest group is crypto and beyond. I see we have one visitor in YouTube land. Shalom, Makati. Shalom. We are about to get started. You joined in right when I was doing the introduction. I haven't even said what the name of the party is yet. What are we going to call it? That's the name of the party. What are we going to call it? Your coffee's in full effect. Let me think here. No, I haven't. I haven't had any coffee today, I don't think. Hold on. I had some water. But I don't think I've had any coffee. And that's actually what I was preparing to do. So yeah, I gotta think about it. I do not remember preparing any coffee today. So here we go. First cup of the day. And the name of the party is, what are we going to call it? You ever have an idea and then somebody interrupts you in the middle of your idea, and then when you get back to it, you're like, oh, what you call it? What you call it? Dang. Perhaps, matter of fact. So yeah, we've got that wonderful idea in our heads. Somebody came along and kind of threw us off track a little bit, trying to get back to the idea. You know, those times where you get something that's just nice, it's solid, but then when you get back to it, you got to put a few things together, right? Looky there, 20 people in YouTube land. Well, let's make an announcement. We are rocking and rolling, and I do not want to neglect the people who are in TikTok land. You see, we're rocking and rolling because we were rocking and rolling before the electric guitar. I woke up probably around 9:30 today and was slightly out of sorts. So that's why I didn't get a chance to get to my coffee. So yeah, we were rocking and rolling before the electric guitar. We were rocking and rolling before that boat that nobody wants to talk about. We were rocking and rolling because we were already on boats, traveling, visiting, and casting nets. Oh, we got a jokester in the house. Mohad. Where I'm from, no matter how a person approaches me, I have to always return with the best possible greeting. So, Allahu Assalamu Alaikum. Now I will address what it is that you decided to put in my comment section at my party. Would you rather watch a tree grow or a knee grow? Guess what? Since you're at my party, you get to watch both. How's that answer? You like that answer? See, I always wonder, why would people even try to call me a Negro? Because mine haven't grown since I was 18. Now, the only way that you would call me that is if you actually respected the priest within me. If you respected the righteous order within me, if you respected the pious order, if you respected the royalty. So if you call yourself coming in mocking, I'm sure you understand now that you are the one who has been mocked. Enjoy your day, because we already have an agenda, and you are welcome to stay, because we're about to go into studies in the Surah. Muhammad, have you heard Al-Fatiha in your life? Muhammad, have you heard the readings from Al-Imran? Because that's what we're studying. That's what we're doing. So once again, yeah, you're welcome to stay, because we've got business to attend. And with that, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas sirata al-mustaqim. Sirata alladhina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim wala ddallin. Amin. Usually I would actually translate it for you into English. However, today we have a lot of other things I want to cover. So if you are unsure of what you just heard, it is called Al-Fatiha. 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 It is the first surah in the Quran. So go and find yourself an edition that has the Arabic and the English. Or you can look up Quran.com, Quran.com, and type in Al-Fatiha, or just look for the first surah. Hot, 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 hot. Give me just a moment, getting everything set. I'm going to do a quick experiment. Done this before, so it's nothing new. My bag. Well, all right. The song you just heard is called Psalms 1, provided to you by Coal Before Diamonds Productions. Quebec, I see you. It's been a while. Yahweh Shalom Aparach. My Father's peace and blessings to you. Pray things are going great for you over in Poland. All right. So, got all of my materials together so we can have this coffee moment, right? You see, I've divulged it before that I'm sharing coffee moments with you all for a reason. Okay. Now, in case you did miss it, I recited Al Fatiha to protect and also request the presence of Yahweh Elohim within this session. I'm about to express some information with you, and it would be best that you follow along with the wisdom of Ravak HaKadesh so that you can stay on the path. And you're going to hear some accounts about Yahashua HaMashiach and the lineage that he comes from. So when I was reciting Al Fatiha, that was covering this moment. Yesterday, in our studies, we were reading about the Battle of Uhud, and we found a stopping place. Once over my Quran, I'm going to show you exactly why we stopped there. It wasn't just because we ran out of time. That was the selected place to stop, not that I chose, because remember, I wanted to get to at least ayat 176, and we stopped at ayat 91. There are 200 total ayat in the Surah Al Imran. Now, some people would tell you that a surah in the Quran is a chapter. The first surah, Al Fatiha, is 7 ayat, 7 lines. And then there's another surah that follows it. I would have to open up my Quran to tell you how many lines are in that second surah. It's not called a chapter because there are 30 divisions or sections in the Quran called juz. If a person were going through their recognized 30-day fast, you would read 1 juz per day. Yesterday we stopped because the section was at the end of what would have been a juz. So when we pick up today, we still have the same story in mind. However, now it's time to proceed forward. It's not like just cutting off in the middle of something and then having a person perplexed on what's next, right? This light in front of me is hot. Got a fan over here. It's on low because I don't want it to be too loud in the background. Now, what's the deal with the coffee exercise? Why are we doing this? What's this all about? See, it's more than just me getting some wake up juice. I want you to ascertain these sounds to You're coming back into being. I want you to ascertain these sounds into you coming up from the sunken place. My people perish for lack of knowledge. So apparently, I must do my best to broadcast knowledge. Why? Because there's been a whole lot of prophets who've had to face the valley of dry bones. And every time they ask, well, how are these bones going to regain life? Tasty. Got a little spillage there. Fix that. Bam. All right. We're ready to begin. Basmada. In the name of our Father, may our minds, bodies, and souls gain from the reception of these words. I mean, just want to show you all something real quick. This is where we were yesterday. And this is where we're going. See that right there? It's the marker that we're in a new juice. This is actually the fourth. So this is where you would start on your fourth day of your fast. I'm going to read the passage that we were in yesterday, what we closed with, and then we're going to pick up and go along. All right? That's not the screen I wanted. Okay. How can it be that Allah would guide those people who commit kufir, reject faith, after their iman, acceptance of faith, bearing witness that the Rasul is true and clear proofs have come to them? Allah does not guide such wrongdoers. The reward of such people is that upon them is the curse of Allah, the angels, and all mankind. They shall remain under it forever, neither will their punishment be lightened, nor will they be given respite, except those who repent after this and mend their ways. Verily, Allah is forgiving, merciful. Surely those who disbelieve after their belief, acceptance of Islam, then go on adding to their disbelief, their repentance will never be accepted because they intentionally chose to go astray. Surely those who are unbelievers and die while they were unbelievers, if they were to fill the whole earth with gold and offer it as a ransom for each one of them, that would not be accepted. These are the ones who shall have the painful punishment and shall have no helpers. So when I ended with that yesterday, I said, if you were on your deathbed and that's when you decided you wanted to confess that there's only Allah and you want to serve only Allah, and you spent your whole life doing evil, no, you don't get accepted to heaven for your confession. You're judged according to your deeds. You don't really have time to mend your deeds if you're making that confession right before death. It's not my opinion. It's a standard. They shall remain under it forever, neither will their punishment be lightened, nor will they be given respite, except those who repent after this and mend their ways. Verily, Allah is forgiving, merciful. So you would have to go out and do activities that mend the things that you did that were evil. Selah. You can never attain righteousness unless you spend in the cause of Allah that which you dearly cherish, and whatever you spend, surely it is known to Allah. All food that is lawful in Islamic law was also halal, lawful for the children of Israel, except what Israel, Yaqub, made haram, unlawful, for himself before the Torah was revealed to Musa. Ask them, bring the Torah and read a passage from it in support of your objection, if what you say is true. Then whoever fabricates a lie against Allah after this will indeed be unjust. Say, Allah has declared the truth. If you are sincere, then follow the faith of Ibrahim, who was upright and not a mushrik. Can't change one jot nor one tittle. Do not add anything nor take anything away. When people would ask my granddaddy, what are these words in the Bible? What does it mean? He'd look at him and he'd say, Hit says what Hit says. That's how I knew that granddaddy knew some things that weren't just spoken in English. Everybody else was just, oh, that old man talks funny. Hit says what Hit says. Indeed, the first house for the worship of Allah ever built for mankind is the one at Mecca. Now, actually, in this book, Mecca is in parentheses. Bakka. Baka. Because Mecca, if you were to spell it out, is Makkah. So, Baka. Makes you wonder what Baka means. A blessed sight and a guidance for all the worlds. In it are clear signs and the station of Ibrahim, where he used to worship. Whoever enters it is safe. Performance of Hajj pilgrimage to this house is a duty to Allah for all who can afford the journey to it. And the one who disobeys this commandment should know that Allah is self sufficient beyond the need of any from the worlds. And that's an interesting statement right there, because I have heard people say, in order for you to be a Muslim, you have to take the pilgrimage. You have to. Hmm. It is a duty to Allah for all who can afford the journey to it. See, that's what started this big problem between Muhammad and the Mushrikeen, because they were trying to add along another 99 identities in the house of Allah, 99 separate identities. And they were saying that come one, come all, whoever decides that they want to have a pilgrimage can come here no matter what it is that you worship. And we'll provide all the things that you need. We've got the clothes that you're going to need to wear. We've got a barber over here who's going to make sure that they cut your hair or cut it down bald if necessary. You need some water? We have water. Need food after you walked around all day? We got food. But it's going to cost you, especially if you're wanting to worship such and such idol. And we got into it with them folks who like that idol. You can come here and worship the idol, but it's going to cost you a little bit more. It's going to be some tariffs and some taxes on it. Well, see, it says here that anybody who wanted to come and worship in the office of Ibrahim, if they can afford it, then they should be able to. Thing about making pilgrimages to go and visit sites that are supposed to represent where we can all assemble and worship our Almighty Creator should not cost us an arm and a leg and a leg and an arm. So we should use our heads. Some of you don't know. However, there are people who will tell you, oh, that's what makes man God, because arm, leg, arm, head. Mm-mm. See, I'm here to dispel a few things and also to share the truth. I'm not worried about being right, I'm worried about being righteous. Because I had questions when I was little, and people would just pat me on my head and send me away. There's only one person who actually took the time to tell me some things. I don't think he had ever come across the Quran in his life. He could tell me everything you want to know about that Bible. This man stopped going to school when he was in third grade. One of the best experiences that I've had in my life has been sitting at his feet. You better believe it. So let's go. Indeed, the first house for the worship of Allah ever built for mankind is the one at Bakka, a blessed site and a guidance for all the worlds. In it are clear signs and the station of Ibrahim, where he used to worship. Whoever enters it is safe. Performance of Hajj to this house is a duty to Allah for all who can afford the journey to it. And the one who disobeys this commandment should know that Allah is self-sufficient, beyond the need of any from the worlds. Basically, you can't pay Allah anything. Allah doesn't need your prayers. You don't make Allah stronger because you pray. Prayer was set for you to get stronger, for you to get closer to Allah. Say, O people of the book, why do you deny the revelations of Allah? Allah himself is a witness to your actions. Say, O people of the book, why do you obstruct the believers from the path of Allah and desire that they follow the crooked way, while you yourselves are witnesses to Allah's covenant? Allah is not unmindful of what you do. O believers, if you were to obey a group of those who were given the book, they would turn you back from belief to unbelief. Just think. How can you turn away from belief on their statements when Allah's revelations are being recited to you and Allah's Rasul is among you? Whoever holds fast to Allah will indeed be guided towards the right way. We're in the middle of a party. And we gave this party a title, and it just came to mind what the real name is behind it. What are we going to call it? What is this? Manna. O believers, fear Allah. He should be feared and die not but as true Muslims. Altogether hold fast to the rope of Allah, faith of Islam, and be not divided among yourselves. Remember, Allah's favor is upon you when you were enemies. He united your hearts, so by his favor you became brethren. You were at the brink of the fiery pit, and he saved you from it. Thus, Allah makes his revelations clear to you, so that you may be rightly guided. Let there arise from among you a band of people who should invite to righteousness, enjoin tabah, and forbid evil. Such are the ones who should be successful. Be not like those who become divided into sects, SCCTS, and who started to argue against each other after clear revelations had come to them. Those responsible for division and arguments will be sternly punished on the day when some faces will be brightened with joy and others darkened with gloom. To the dark-faced sinner it will be said, did you adopt the way of disbelief after embracing the true faith? Then taste the punishment for having adopted the way of disbelief. As for the bright-faced ones, they will be in Allah's mercy and abide therein forever. These are the revelations of Allah. We recite them to you in truth. Allah intends no injustice to the worlds. All that is in the heavens and the earth belongs to Allah, and all matters return to Allah for decision. You are the best nation which has ever been raised for the guidance of mankind. You enjoin tabah, forbid evil, and believe in Allah. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. All praises to our source of sustenance and mercy. I'm reminded that I'm supposed to say that for at least the first time I'm speaking it, whether I'm speaking his name at the beginning of my day or while we're in the midst of a broadcast. I have to place that there. Had the people of the book, Jews and Christians, believed, it would have surely have been better for them. Among them, some of them are believers, but most of them are transgressors. Anyhow, they can do no harm to you except a trifling annoyance. If they do fight against you, they will turn their backs and run away, getting no help from anywhere. Disgrace will be branded on them wherever they are found, except when they get refused under the favor of Allah or the patronage of other people. They have incurred the wrath of Allah. They have been branded with misery because they disbelieved Allah's revelations and slew his prophets unjustly. This is because they disobeyed and transgressed the limits. Yet they are not all alike. There are some among the people of the book who are upright, who recite the revelations of Allah all night long and then prostrate before him. They believe in Allah and the last day. They enjoin tabah and forbid evil and rush in emulating each other in tabah deeds. These are the righteous people. Whatever tabah they do, it is reward. It will not be denied to them. Allah knows the righteous. Surely for those who are unbelievers, neither their wealth nor their children shall in the least protect them from the wrath of Allah. They will be the inmates of the hellfire and live therein forever. Example of what they spend in this life, hypocritical charity, is that of a freezing wind which strikes and destroys the tillage of people who have wronged themselves. It is the lack of faith which makes their reward null and void. Now, see right here, I'm wondering when it says tillage, is it really saying what you're reaping? Because it could be a typo, it could say village, but either way, it's destroying the works of a people. So we'll rock with tillage. Hypocritical charity destroys the tillage. Allah is not unjust to them. It is they who have done injustice to their own souls. O believers, do not make intimate friendships with any but your own people. The unbelievers will not miss any opportunity to corrupt you. They desire nothing but your destruction. Their malice has become evident from what they say, and what they conceal in their hearts is far worse. We've made our revelations plain to you, if you want to comprehend. Whereas you love them, they do not love you, even though you believe in their holy books, the Psalms, the Torah, and the Injil. When they meet you, they say, "Oh, we also believe in your prophet and your Quran." But when they are alone, they bite their fingertips in rage against you. Say to them, "May you perish in your rage." Surely Allah knows all the secrets of the heart. When you are blessed with tabah fortune, they grieve. But if some misfortune overtakes you, they rejoice. If you are patient and guard yourself against evil, their schemes will not harm you in any way. Surely Allah encompasses all their actions. This part right here is in italics. O Muhammad, remember that morning when you left your household at an early hour to assign the believers to their battle posts in the Battle of Uhud. Allah hears and knows everything. Remember when two of your companies became faint-hearted and Allah protected them through strengthening their hearts. In Allah should the believers put their trust. Allah helped you at the Battle of Badr when you were helpless. Therefore, have fear of Allah. Perhaps you may become thankful. Remember when you said to the believers, "Is it not enough that Allah should send down 3,000 angels to help you?" Of course, if you remain patient and on your guard, Allah will send to your aid not 3,000, but 5,000 specially marked angels in case of a sudden attack from the enemy. Allah has told you this as good news, and that your hearts may be at ease. Thereby, victory comes only from Allah, the Mighty, the Wise. Allah sent the aid of angels for the believers to offset the aid of shaitans to the unbelievers, so that he might cut off a flank of the unbelievers or put them to flight, making them withdraw with utter disappointment. O Prophet, you have no authority to decide the affair. It is up to Allah whether to pardon or punish them, since they are wrongdoers. To Allah belongs all that is in the heavens and in the earth. He pardons whom he pleases and punishes whom he pleases. Allah is forgiving, merciful. See, there were some people who had joined in with the Muslims, and they were just there to try and break them up. They were there to cause chaos and confusion. As grown people, there's a habit that we need to stop. So and so displeased me. I'm gonna go tell they mama. I'm gonna go tell they daddy. You're in an assembly. You're in a group. You don't like how somebody's acting. I'm gonna go tell the leader. We should kick them out. Mm. If you got a problem with somebody, first thing you need to do is have an eye to eye conversation. Not an eye for an eye, not vengeance is mine. No, you need to have communication. What are your theses? What are your standards? Where did this person step over your standards? Where did this person disregard your standards? And you should be able to have a conversation with this person. And then if there's an issue, you go get somebody else who holds the same standards, and you have three people now in case there's an issue. Now, if that doesn't resolve anything, then you go and find the more wizened person to look over the scenario and figure out how everybody can move forward in a righteous manner. You see, are you going to cut the baby in half, or are you going to wish the best life for that baby? Selah. O believers, do not live on usury, which is compounded over and over again. Have fear of Allah so that you may prosper. Guard yourself against the fire which is prepared for the unbelievers. Obey Allah and His Rasul so that you may be shown mercy. Rush towards the forgiveness from your Rabb to a paradise as vast as the heavens and the earth, which is prepared for the righteous people, those who spend generously in the way of Allah, whether they are in prosperity or in adversity, who control their anger and forgive other people. Allah loves such charitable people, who, if they commit an indecency or wrong their own souls, earnestly remember Allah and seek forgiveness for their sins. For no one can forgive sins except Allah. And those who do not knowingly persist in something wrong which they have done, such people will be rewarded with forgiveness from their Rabb beside gardens beneath which rivers flow to live therein forever. How excellent is the reward for such laborers. You got to put in work to be rewarded in the kingdom. As for those who rejected the divine revelations, there have been many examples before you. Travel through the earth and see what was the end of those who rejected the truth. This Quran is a clear declaration to mankind, a guidance and an admonition to those who are, wants to use the word God conscious. We don't have anything like that in Agra. We don't have anything like that in Farsi. You can say that you profess your iman, your faith, and your knowledge. Hey, that's Akim is knowledge of Yahweh Elohim, and Elohim is also the same as Allah or Allahu. So you can say that you profess your faith and your knowledge in our Creator. Do not grieve and get disheartened, for you will have the upper hand if you are the believers. If you have suffered a wound, so did the enemy. We alternate these days of varying fortunes among mankind so that Allah may know the true believers and take witnesses to the truth. Grant martyrdom from among you, for Allah does not love the unjust people, and that Allah may purge the believers and destroy the unbelievers. There's another reason why I don't watch the news. The news turns the population into a martyr cult. The news is always trying to tell you about some famous person that just died, whether natural causes or murder or whatever the case may be. That's a martyr cult. Everybody's always concerned about who done died, who done passed. About all these folks that's alive, walking around, breathing, doing what you're supposed to do. Let's not forget them. We're not going to forget the ones that passed. We know that they've moved on. There's still work to do. Do you think that you will enter paradise without going through the trial? Allah has not yet tested you to see who among you strive hard for his cause and show patience for his sake. You certainly used to wish for death before you confronted it. Now you have seen with your own eyes what it is like. Oh, I wish I could die. so I don't have to face the tribulations. You sure about that? Because if you didn't do anything during your life, you're about to be facing some tribulations. For real. You sure you want death? Get to pushing buttons, and then all of a sudden it wants to post up everything except for what I'm talking about. Right? Bam. Yeah. Muhammad is no more than a Rasul of Allah, like the Rasuls that passed away before him. If he dies or is killed, will you turn back on your heels and become unbelievers? He who turns back on his heels will do no harm to Allah. Soon Allah will reward the thankful. No one dies without the permission of Allah. The term of every life is fixed. He who desires the reward in this world shall be given it here, and he that desires the reward in the hereafter shall be given it there. Soon we will reward the thankful. In the past, many prophets have fought in the way of Allah with a large number of, it loves throwing this word in there, with a large number of people devoted to Yahweh Elohim. They did not lose heart during the adversities that befell them in the path of Allah. They neither showed weakness nor submitted to falsehood. Allah loves the steadfast. Their only words were, O Rab, forgive our sins and our excuses. Establish our feet firmly and give us victory over the unbelievers. Therefore, Allah gave them the reward in this world, and also an excellent reward awaits them in the hereafter. Allah loves those such righteous who are tabah to others. See, they're also using the word as a verb, not just a noun. So those who are lawful. O believers, if you yield to the unbelievers, they will drag you back to unbelief and you will become the losers. The fact is that Allah is your protector, and He is the best of all helpers. Soon we shall cast terror into the hearts of the unbelievers, for they commit shirk with Allah, for whom He has revealed no authority. The hellfire shall be their home, and evil is the home of the wrongdoers. Shirk, Shirk. They commit sin. They turn back on their faith. They are disobedient. They don't do their work. They didn't finish the assignment. They didn't seek salvation. Allah did indeed fulfill His promise to you when, with His leave, you defeated them until you flinched and fell into dispute about the order and disobeyed the Prophet after Allah had brought within your sight the booty, the treasure, which you loved. Among you, there were some who desired the gain of this world and some who desired the gain of the hereafter. He allowed you to be defeated in order to test you, but now He has forgiven you, for Allah is gracious to the believers. Remember how you fled in panic and did not even look back at one another while the Rasul at your rear was calling out to you? Consequently, Allah inflicted upon you one sorrow after another to teach you a lesson, so that you may not grieve for what you lose, nor at any misfortune you may encounter. Allah is well aware of what you do. Just a refresher here. When they went to meet at this battle, Prophet Muhammad, Allahu Sallallahu Wasallam, peace be upon him, Prophet Muhammad told the people, I'm going to need a flank with shields. Behind them, there's going to be another group, shield and sword. Behind them, archers. Do not turn your backs to the enemy unless it has been called and we are ordering retreat. Do not give up and just turn around and quit. We won the first battle because we went in thinking with a certainty we are doing the righteous thing, and we were outnumbered then. So here we go. It's happening again. We're outnumbered. Do not have doubt. Move forward with your intent and your purpose. If you don't have intent, you're not going to do very well with your purpose. You have to have a reason to be there. And if you're already an upright, righteous person, your intent will be righteous without a question. So these people were in the middle of a battle and they turned and ran away. And the Rasul was calling out to them, hey, where you going? There's still a fight over here. What, you think you're just going to show up and try and get a few riches or whatever? No, this is life and death. This isn't about your big payday. This is about the life or the death of a way of life. No time for games. None. No time for games. We have an enemy that is taking our lives by the day, by the hour, by the minute, by the second. I don't have room in me to play distracting games with people when I'm about my work. I've got 24 hours in a day. There are times where I'm an insomniac and I am up that whole 24 hours. Probably take 2 to 3 hours out. Just some time for me to do whatever and distract my mind. On a given day that I'm awake for 18 or even 16 hours. Same thing. Workity, work, work, work. And by the time I get ready to distract myself, it's not going to be something that is going to destroy my work or distract me from being able to get back to it. Sometimes it actually enriches me. What am I talking about? Something real simple. I watch other people play video games. When I'm not at my work, I watch other people play video games. I'm checking out their strategies. They've made video games now to where it's almost like watching a movie. So I watch people doing survival things or after apocalypse things. So for everybody that's out there just trying to accumulate as much wealth as possible, thinking that's what raising in stature means, you're sadly mistaken, especially if there's someone right next to you who's not having so great of a day. All of that wealth that you have assembled needs to be dispersed. That's why it's saying so that you may not grieve for what you lose, nor at any misfortune that you may encounter. Then after this grief, he bestowed peace on some of you, a slumber which overcame them, while the others were stirred to anxiety by their own fancies, holding unjust and wrong suspicions about Allah, the suspicions of ignorance. Now they ask, have we any say in the matter? Tell them, all matters are in the hands of Allah. They hide in their minds what they dare not reveal to you. They mean to say, if we had any say in the matter, none of us would have been killed there. Say to them, even if you had remained in your homes, those of you who were destined to be killed would nevertheless have been killed. But it was Allah's will to test your faith and purge what was in your hearts. Allah has knowledge of the secrets of your hearts. In fact, those of you who turned their backs on the day when the two armies met, they failed in their duty because they were seduced by Shaitan on account of some of their shortcomings. But now Allah has pardoned them, for Allah is forgiving, forbearing. O believers, do not be like the unbelievers who speak of those brethren of theirs who die during their travels on the earth or while engaged in fighting. Had they but stayed with us, they would not have died or been killed. Allah makes such thinking a cause of regret and anguish in their hearts. It is Allah who gives life and death. Allah is observant of all your actions. If you should die or get killed in the cause of Allah, His forgiveness and mercy will be far better than all the riches you could gather. Whether you die or get killed, all of you will be brought before Allah. It is a great mercy of Allah that you are very gentle with them. This is addressed to the Prophet. It says, O Muhammad, in italics. Had you been rough or hard hearted, they would have deserted you. Therefore, pardon them and ask Allah's forgiveness for them. Consult them in the conduct of affairs, and when you make a decision to do something, then put your trust in Allah. Hold fast to your decision. Allah loves those who put their trust in Him. If Allah helps you, then there is none who can overcome you. If He forsakes you, then who else is there other than Him who can help you? Therefore, in Allah, let the believers put their trust. It is not conceivable that any prophet would hold back from the spoils of war. For anyone who holds back shall bring along whatever he has been withholding on the day of resurrection. Then every soul shall be paid back in full what it has earned, and they shall not be dealt with unjustly. Can it be conceivable that a person who is seeking the good pleasure of Allah will behave like the one who has incurred the wrath of Allah and is ultimately doomed to hell, which is an evil refuge? Those two kinds of people have quite different levels in the sight of Allah. Allah is observant of all their actions. Allah has done a great favor to the believers that He raised among them a Rasul from among themselves, reciting to them the revelations of Allah, sanctifying them, and teaching them the book and wisdom, although before this they were in manifest error. How is it that when you are afflicted with a loss, after you yourselves had inflicted losses twice as heavy upon your enemy in the battle of Badr, you exclaim, "Whose fault was that?" Say to them, "It was your own fault." Surely Allah has power over everything. The misfortune which befell you when the two armies met in the battle of Uhud was with the leave of Allah, so that He might know the true believers and knows the hypocrites. When it was said to them, "Come fight for the cause of Allah, or at least defend yourselves," they replied, "Had we known how to fight, we would have certainly come with you." On that day, they were nearer to unbelief than to belief, for they uttered with their mouths what was not in their hearts. Allah is quite aware of what they were concealing. Such are the ones who, as they sat at home, said of their brothers, "Had they listened to us, they would not have been killed." Ask them, avert death from your own selves when it comes to you if you speak truth. Excuse me. Never think of those who are slain in the cause of Allah as dead. Nay, they are alive and well provided for by their Rabb. They are pleased with what Allah has given them with His grace, and they are also happy to think that there is nothing to fear or to grieve for those believers whom they have left behind and have not yet joined them in their bliss. They feel happy to have received Allah's grace and bounty and have come to know that most surely Allah does not waste the reward of the believers. What do you mean they're still alive? My grandfather passed away around 2002, 2003. He's still alive. You're listening to him right now. No, I'm not saying I have the spirit of my grandfather in me and he's talking. No, he taught me. So the things that you are hearing coming out of my mouth were led by someone else. And so I go back through my lineage and I make sure to represent that lineage. There will come the day when I have to stand before Allah and I am judged. And when I go through the judgment process, for every deed that I've done in life, There's going to be a person there saying yay or nay. So I'll get to see him again. And then, inshallah, Adon willing, forever after that. Now, I am expecting to uh, get another placement. I don't expect to just go back and sit in the pastures and enjoy the brooks and the water and all of that stuff. I don't expect to just be doing that. I've already told you the story behind my name. I know where I'm supposed to go after all of this. And like I said, I'm not going there for punishment. I'm going because I have to finish my task. That's why every time I come across someone, I do my best to make sure I let them know there's an option. Rather you go and get to have a great time with people instead of spending eternity in punishment. Because it could also bring punishment upon me if I shirk my work. Those who barter away faith for unbelief will in no way harm Allah. They shall have a painful punishment. Let not the unbelievers think that our granting of respite is tabah for their souls. We grant them respite so that they may add more to their sins. They shall have a disgraceful punishment. In other words, yeah, you can just keep on adding up all the ill things that you've done in your life. And there's just a tab that's going to go along with it. You don't get stopped because you went and committed the ultimate sin. Well, you don't get stopped because you still get a chance to go back, repent, and fix that. If you don't, then yes, there's a consequence. Allah will not leave the believers in their present condition. You are in this condition only until He separates the evil from the tabah. Allah will not do this by disclosing to you the secrets of the unseen. As for disclosing the unseen, Allah chooses those of His Rasuls whom He pleases. Therefore, believe in Allah and His Rasul. If you believe and guard yourselves against evil, you shall have a great reward. Now, this is in here because there were people that were saying, oh, we need to follow Muhammad because he's got a vision, and as long as we're just right there beside him, we'll be protected because he's got the vision. And so we know he's all right. Let me tell you something. Prophet Muhammad suffered some scars and lost some teeth because some people were cowards. Selah. Let not those who are stingy in giving for charity from what Allah has blessed them with think that it is tabah for them. Nay, it is very bad for them. All the wealth they hoarded with stingy behavior will be hung around their necks like a collar on the day of resurrection. It is Allah who will inherit the heavens and the earth. Allah is well aware of your actions. Allah has heard the statement of those who said, Allah is poor and we are rich. Their words are recorded, and so is their unjust killings of the prophets. On the day of judgment, we shall say, taste now the torment of burning. Here is the reward of your deeds. Allah is not unjust to His servants. They also say, Allah has commanded us to believe in no Rasul unless he shows us a sacrifice consumed by a fire from the heaven. Ask them, other prophets before me have come to you with clear arguments and showed this miracle you're asking for. Why did you kill them if what you say is true? O Muhammad, in italics, if they reject you by calling you an impostor, so did they reject other Rasuls before you, although they brought them clear signs, psalms, and the enlightening book. Oh, Messiah, what are we supposed to do when these people start actually arguing against us and saying that we're false? What are we supposed to do? I suggest you celebrate because they did that to everybody else that was sent. Hmm. Chazan Yahashrayel. Hmm. Selah. Every soul shall taste death. You shall receive your full reward for everything which you have striven for on the day of resurrection. Whoever is spared from the fire and is admitted into paradise will indeed be successful, for the life of this world is nothing but an illusory enjoyment. You shall certainly be tested through your wealth and your persons, and you will certainly hear much that is hurtful from those who were given the book before you, and from the mushrikeen. But if you endure with patience and have fear of Allah, this will surely be a proof of your firm determination. When Allah made the covenant with those who were given the book, they were asked to spread the teachings of the book to mankind and not to conceal them. But they cast it behind their backs and sold them for a petty price. What a bad bargain they made. Those who rejoice in their misdeeds and love to be praised for what they have not actually done should never think that they will escape the punishment. In fact, they shall have a painful punishment. For all the dominions of the heavens and the earth belong to Allah, who has power over everything. Alhamdulillah. All praises to Allah. Surely in the creation of the heavens and the earth and the alternation of the night and day, there are signs of men of understanding. There are signs for men of understanding. Let's do that one again. Surely in the creation of the heavens and the earth and the alternation of the night and the day, there are signs for men of understanding. Excuse me. Those who remember Allah while standing, sitting, and lying on their sides, and meditate on the creation of the heavens and the earth, then say, Our Rabb, you have not created this in vain. Glory to you. Save us from the punishment of fire. Our Rabb, those whom you cast into the fire will be in eternal shame, and there shall be no helper for such wrongdoers. Our Rabb, we have heard someone calling to the faith, saying, Believe in your Rabb. So we have believed. Our Rabb, forgive us our sins, remove from us our evil deeds, and make us die with the righteous. Our Rabb, grant us what you have promised through your Rasuls, and save us from the shame on the day of resurrection. Surely you never break your promise. So their Rab answers their prayers, saying, I will not let the tabah deed of any worker among you, whether a male or a female, be wasted. You are the offspring of one another. Those who had to leave their homes or were expelled therefrom, and those who suffered persecution for my sake and were killed, I will forgive them their sins and admit them into gardens beneath which the rivers flow. A prize from Allah, and Allah holds the finest prize. Do not be deceived by the free movement of the unbelievers in this land. Their enjoyment is brief. Their ultimate home shall be hell and evil refuge. As for those who fear their Rab, there shall be gardens beneath which rivers flow. They will live therein forever. This will be their welcome from Allah, and what Allah possesses is the best for righteous people. There are some among the people of the book who truly believe in Allah and what has been revealed to you, O Muhammad, in italics, and what has been revealed to them before you. They humble themselves before Allah and do not sell the revelations of Allah for a petty price. For them, there will be a reward from their Rabb. Surely Allah is very swift in settling the accounts. O believers, be patient, excel in patience during confrontation. Hold yourselves ready for battle and have fear of Allah so that you may be successful. Alhamdulillah. That completes Surah Al Imran. Let's see, where are we? We have reached the 1 hour and 10 minute mark. So take a little moment to listen to some more music. 1 second, please. This is your Hava You Rain. It's flashing at me, but it doesn't want to play. Let's see. I want to play. Let's go over here, back over here. Try this again. Yahweh you reign. Yahweh you reign. Brought to you by Gold Before Diamond. We get together daily, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to talk about entrepreneurship and service in your community. We have 10 special interest groups that we speak on. And today's special interest group is crypto and beyond, a brainchild that was started on the Clapper app by an individual whose handle is Malcolm 2.0. He's just an everyday, ordinary guy who has an inquisitive mind, and he genuinely cares about people. So when people have questions that they present in fear, he tries to find a way to help them get over the fear and become informed enough to where they can do activities that help other people learn about certain questions. Because if you just allow the fear to take over, that's when it becomes a phobia. That's when it controls you and your actions. Because you're just so afraid of it, you don't approach it. It can act upon you, but you are too afraid to address it. Agoraphobia. You stay in the house because you're afraid of all outside. Think about it. Selah. So Malcolm said we need to come up with some kind of think tank where we can discuss what goes on in the crypto world because there's so much to it. I get lost. The type of person, if I turn on the phone, and that's about as far as I'm gonna get with it. I can hit this button over here and I can call people, and I can open up this app over here, and it's easy enough to where I can relate with people and talk with them. But no, I don't get that deep into technology. And Web3 and cryptocurrency and all of that is 100% technology. So with crypto and beyond, our focus and perspective is organic marketing strategies with the perspective of crypto analytics. How do you analyze cryptocurrency and crypto sites? How do you analyze them? The same way you get analytics on all of the social media profiles that you use. Some people think that if you become successful on one site and get thousands of people to follow you, you'll also become rich because you got so many people following you. There's an old saying, your friends will not make you a millionaire. Now let's put a close to that statement. You see, your friends will not make you a millionaire. However, you and your friends can make a millionaire. You know how I know? You and your friends are on a site called Facebook. There's a guy who owns Facebook. He's a millionaire. Is he your friend? This guy who owns Twitter, X, is he your friend? There's an individual who is the chairperson of YouTube. They went on and identified the person who lives on American soil, who is the chairperson of TikTok America. Because there is someone else on the Asian side who's also a chairperson. However, America just needed to make sure that there was someone on the soil so that if anything happened, I'm gonna go tell your daddy. Oh, there he is sitting in the office. Hey, I don't like you and I want to sue you. That's all that was. It wasn't, oh, they're selling our information. Really. Every time a politician goes across the water and they have a little meeting and they have their luncheons, they're selling information. Selah. So there's a reason why we don't want to just use one social media site. As a matter of fact, most of the social media sites that you use are steadily getting rich off of you. They're getting so much money that they just go ahead and they exchange between themselves. There's 13 major social media sites, and they exchange 13% of their wealth with each other. When they tell you, oh, that is my competition, no. They have their stakes in the game, and I have my stakes in the game. That's why I said, hey, let's find 9 social media platforms that you're used to and that you can navigate so that you can start posting the information that is jumping around inside of you and it needs to get out. That's why I said, write your list of 10 theses. Real simple question here. What do you think the 10 special interest groups represent? Give me an answer. Give me an answer. What do you think? Why is it that there are 10 special interest groups that I speak on? The 10 special interest groups are my 10 theses. So every day that I'm in front of you, I am addressing my 10 theses. There's a search engine called Brave, Brave. I'm on it right now, streaming to you on YouTube and TikTok using an app called Restream. When you open up Brave and you have in whatever tab that you're using, whatever site that you're on, even if you're at your home screen, at the very top of your screen, triangle. I was saying it's upside down. It's actually not. The flat base is on the bottom. It's pointed upwards with the point at the top. It's red. The bottom base is kind of purplish, and there's a white triangle on the inside. That triangle, I'm going to tap it right now so I can tell you what it says. That triangle is telling me about rewards. Turn on Brave Rewards. Get paid for private ads you see in Brave. Get special benefits and discounts. Start using Brave Rewards. How does it work? There are certain ads that you want to see, and then there's certain ads that Brave will block. You get paid to use Brave. Now, you don't get paid $1 every time something gets blocked. Works kind of like the royalty payout, 0.0001 unit or something like that, right? Probably not that small or minuscule. However, if you go and check out the rewards program, you will see for yourself. It actually allows you to open up an e-wallet, and you can also associate with e-wallet called Fox something. I have to go and look it up. Oh, because I did have it, not MetaFox, or it's something like that though. I have to go and find it. That e-wallet helps you work with Ethereum. So you can have a Bitcoin wallet with Cash App, and going through Brave, there's the opportunity to get the coin that is associated with Brave, BAT backed. And then there's also the opportunity to open up an e-wallet so you can start using Ethereum. All right. This is why I can't just post up a picture and says how to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 do these things, because they're all interconnected. And it would make no sense for me to just go blah, 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 do this, because it's a process and it does take more than 5 minutes because you're doing a whole lot. people say they want to get away from the bank. However, you have to be knowledgeable about finances and you have to figure out how to route the finances because that's what's going on. Okay. Here's another simple fact for you. If you have Cash App and you make it into a business account, you have access to Wells Fargo as your bank. People can wire you money or they can transfer money to you directly from their bank. What does any of that have to do with crypto analytics? Okay. Open up your Facebook page. See where you've been sharing pictures. And it might tell you how many likes. But you're going to have to do some digging around and pushing some buttons to find out how many people actually looked at that picture. It's there, but you're going to have to look for it. Now, check for the last time you posted a video. And it shows you how many views. Now you're getting into the analytics because this is what you want to do. You want to compare it. Well, dang, I posted that video a month ago. It's got 10 views on it. Then I posted a video 3 days ago. It's got 100 views on it. What was I talking about a month ago compared to what I'm talking about now? It's not that you got more friends out of nowhere and now all of a sudden your video is being watched. No. The content was pertinent enough that somebody wanted to pay attention. Now, here's the thing. On Facebook, when you share something and then somebody else goes and shares it too, the person who did the original post gets to see how many times it was shared out. Now, me being me, yeah, I will tell you, I get a notification. It tells me so-and-so shared your post. I'm sure you get the same notification. That brightens my day when I see that somebody shared something I posted. You see, that's organic marketing. I didn't have to dangle $1 in front of you and say, here, I'll pay you $1. No, you shared it and now it's out there and somebody else who doesn't know me at all knows me now through you. Thanks a lot. Tell you what can I do to offer you some kind of service for that? I really do appreciate it. That's when we are all working together. That's the reason why when you go on Facebook, all of a sudden you're getting ads from Amazon. Because that's what Facebook and Amazon is doing. Yeah, sure, you can come on my social media platform and post up your commercials. You pay me a percentage of what you get out of all these people that are going to be flocking to your ads because we have a certain program that can read every time someone clicks on this link, then goes over there and buys something. We know exactly which person that was, how many times they went and did that, how much they even paid. Well, you didn't know that was going on, did you? Yeah. When I go on YouTube, you see there's the regular YouTube where you can go and look at your own page because, like I said, if you have a Gmail, you do have a YouTube channel. Now, it's up to you if you put anything on it. There's YouTube. Then there's YouTube Music. It's an app. And then there's YouTube Studio. It's a different app. And you need it. You need YouTube Studio so that it can tell you what your real analytics are. So when you post up something on YouTube and you're wondering why you're not getting any traffic, and they told you that you have to have at least 50 subscribers to go live, and you're wondering what you can do to generate more subscribers and viewers, Well, they do show you when you posted this video. It's been a year, 30 viewers. You did post this video over there. It's been 2 months, 30 viewers. Still getting those same numbers, right? It's because after you post the video, you have to share it to the world. The people that go on Facebook don't necessarily go on YouTube. So you have to take the link from YouTube and then you have to go share it over to Facebook and say, hey, this is where you can find me. Check out this subject. And then you need to go blog somewhere about it. Because Facebook is not going to do that for you. They're barely going to even show it for you. That's why we have to share amongst ourselves so that people will know about what we do. We have to promote amongst ourselves. I'm not going to charge you for sharing a link. I will charge you if I'm sharing your content for a whole 30 days because I'm not going to keep posting the same picture and words over and over again. There's going to be 30 different things talking about what you do. So it's going to be driven home every day. And it's not going to just be on one spot just because that's where all your friends are. Because your friends are not going to make you a millionaire. The people who are concerned with your work and your duties will invest in you. Selah. What's all that got to do with Web3 analytics? What do you know about cryptocurrency? All I know is you can invest in it, and some people are making money. There's way more to it than that. You can buy stock in Facebook. Do you get to use Facebook network? I'm not talking about the site where you got your profile and all that. No, I'm talking about the actual private Facebook network. Do you get to use it? You can buy some TikTok stock. Do you get to use the TikTok network? Are you guaranteed privacy? Is it encrypted? Will your information actually be placed on the block, shared for everybody to see at any given time? Or is it suppressed? Is it removed? What if I told you you can go to a site, set up a profile, get yourself your own coin, and then proceed to navigate through Web3 doing all the things that you're already doing with Facebook and YouTube and TikTok? Except for now you have other apps that aren't limiting you, that do have a permanent record. You see, I work with the social world. That's my tool. The social world network. Desocialized, decentralized. When you start up your profile on the social world, you get access to being able to see all activity of any member. You get to see what cryptocurrency they're actually investing in, which of the members. You get to see how much they bought of another member's coin. You get to see if someone else bought that person's coin. You get to see if someone sold coins. And you really want to pay attention to those things because that's going to tell you who they don't trust no more or who they don't have value for anymore. You don't have to wait and watch the 5 o'clock news to find out who's not worth any value. You don't have to wait until Monday because the stock exchange was closed Friday afternoon. Right then, right now, information. You don't have to scratch your head wondering who was the developers because they identify themselves. They post regularly to tell you what's going on. On Twitter, on X, there's a profile called Elon Musk Parody. I laugh at the stuff that person posts, and every now and then I post a little snarky thing back to them. Wound up getting some people following me for doing so. Now, is that really Elon Musk? Probably not. Person probably doesn't know Elon. Elon probably doesn't know that person. The point is, you never know who you're going to meet. If you want to just sit around and just be part of your circle and just talk with your circle, do not expect growth. We're not supposed to hide this. We're not supposed to conceal this. We're supposed to go out living it and being bright-faced about it. That's the reason why people look at me and point at me and say, oh, that looks like black so-and-so. I look like the Messiah because I'm doing what the Messiah did. Okay? It's real simple. When you get past all of the, he did the miracles and he did the this and he did the that. He lived according to the law. And anybody that came up to him and wasn't acting according to the law, he would say, hold on, let me hold you by your shoulders for a second here. Let me break something down for you. And after I say this to you, go forth and don't do that no more, okay? People that I don't know come up to me, hey, I like your hair. Well, thank you. Just going down the street, minding my own business. People just looking, just to smiling. I don't know who they are. They don't know who I am. They're just smiling, happy to see me. I'm happy to see them too. You know, because of my character, because of my disposition, I'm only despicable when I feel like it. So, Brave search engine. And then once you use it, look in the top right corner. See that triangle? Go forth and start using your Brave rewards so that you can generate some cryptocurrency. It is not about finding ways for you to go ahead and just burn your dollar up again. Oh, look, the stock is down right now. It's a low price. Buy in big, because once you buy in big, it's going to sky rise. Guess what? You leave that for other people. When the stock is low and everybody else is coming in to buy big, well, that big old rush of everybody coming in to buy big is actually what caused things to go up and peak. You don't have to be part of that. What you have to be part of is, I have a coin. I have a stake in this. See, that's the other way. There's investment, there's crypto mining, and then you could have a stake, meaning you're holding. A while back, someone misspelled hold, and they put HODL, and it stayed. People started using that. So when anybody asks you about what you're doing with your investments or what do you know about cryptocurrency, you say, I hold, or I hodl, HODL. You hold on to your coin, and then you find people who are rising up in the ranks, hold on to a piece of their coin. Because as they're rising up, they're going to be giving you trickle benefits off of their coin. The more they profit, the more they send it to you. Wow, that sounds just like having an investment portfolio. I know. Wow, that sounds like what they was trying to get me to do at the bank when they said the high risk loans or the high risk investments and the low risk. Yes, yes, yes. See, when you open up your checking account, they'll give you zero point zero 0.01 interest gained per month. Then when you open your savings account, they'll give you zero point zero 0.06 interest gained. Now, if you go and you invest in one of their handy dandy stocks or whatever baby that they're working on, then they're going to tell you, hey, we'll give you 0.16 interest on this one. How about that? Not even a full 1%, 0.16. They're making money hand over foot from you putting money into their system. Well, how do you know? Well, check this out. You go to the bank, you put $100 into your safety deposit. You went to the bank. Now here I come. Hey, bank, I need $25. Can I take out a loan for $25? Oh, sure, brother TJ. You can take out a loan for $25, and it's going to cost you 10% interest until you repay it. Oh, wow. But I do need $25. Okay. The bank takes 25 out of that 100 that you dropped in because see, you just put some real money in. They didn't have any money. You put some money in. So they're borrowing off of the money that you put in. So I go along to do what I'm supposed to be doing with this $25 and run across somebody who says that they're broke. Oh, for real? Man, I just went to the bank and got a loan. Oh, you did? Man, I got a loan for 25. What if they'll do 50? Well, you should go ask them. So now this person withdraws $50 as a loan. Bank takes that $50 out of your 100 and tells that person, oh, by the way, we're going to put 10% interest on that. So now the bank got 10% interest on $25, 10% interest on $50, and there's still another $25 sitting there. And yeah, you better believe they're more than willing to loan that out to somebody else. 10% interest. 10% of 25 is 250. 10% of 50 is 5. 10% of 25 is 250. So they just made $10 off your money where you're getting 0.01. You're going to barely get a dollar. They're not even going to give you that. You get 10 cents. 0.01. You get a dollar. You get a dollar while they've made 10 off of your 100. Selah. So no, we don't want to be centralized. We want to be decentralized. And we want to figure out how to navigate around the systems to where we open up our own stores, our own sites, and we actually provide our products and services. We will not promote or use other people's products and services to promote ourselves. We should not. We need to find the way to provide the services and products and then promote them using our tools. Otherwise, You're giving the treasure back to them. That's why they're sitting back laughing. Why in the world would we give you any kind of reparations when all you're going to do is just give it back anyway? Why would we go through the trouble? I'm not going to give you my treasure just for you to turn around and just hand it back to me. I'm perfectly fine sitting on it. I want you to think about what you're asking people. Well, I don't know how I can go around fixing anything. But it's real simple. How can I fill in the blank for free? All right. Where we at? We're at the hour and 46-minute mark. I think we started somewhere around maybe 10 minutes after the hour. Not sure. Either way, that gives us about 10 minutes. Got a song for you. I pray that you've enjoyed the other two songs that I've played. This one is on the list too. I've played it this way before. Need to start just using the playlist on here because I know it's a lot clearer than the sound of the speaker from the TV playing stuff or the speaker from the laptop. That's basically an alarm clock battery or an alarm clock speaker. So yeah, I'm gonna play a song and close this on out. This one's called Destiny and Journey, brought to you by me. World Wide Web. 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 Well, I'm standing on the corner of Destiny and Journey, learning legalese so I won't need attorneys. Things are getting way too shy, it's down in dirty south. No innovations coming out of players' mouths. Time to head for the water, take my crew on an Iliad. Reach out and touch the world, exposing 10% affiliates. But now I'm sure you guessed, we live in continental US. And we won't stop until we blow up the spot in Bangladesh. It's a mystery how such a small crowd controls the currency, while the rest of us are rats running on wheels in laboratories. False freedom society is only a maze for chasing cheese. The world spins 360 degrees, and so can you. Pick up the game from Parker Brothers, ain't gonna get a clue. Wait a minute, let's take it back stateside. Magia is the web of our thoughts worldwide. Wait a minute, let's take it back stateside. Magia is the web of our thoughts worldwide. Worldwide, 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 worldwide. World Wide Web. Trapped in Groundhog's Day, why repeat yourself? Playing virtual reality, pretending you an elf. If it wasn't for my ijtihad, I'd be a thief or assassin. Quiet panda, stalking while you're raising rockets blasting. Seems the only sound investment these days is black jackets and caskets. I got a subterranean locomotive headed straight for Canada. Need some Medicaid, socialism's the only answer. Mosey on down to the shores of the Caribbean. Start speaking in tongues, make them think I'm Bolivian. Organized Aztec protest at the doors of Mopec.
cause there's some villains making trillions, take it till nothing is left. Move on to the jungles, strap myself to some trees, save the rainforest so our planet can breathe. Or would you rather die because it killed and cure to your simple disease? Steady propagating social crime called greed. Corporations stealing land from aborigines with no treaties. Wait a minute, let's take it back stateside. Vegeta is the web of our thoughts worldwide. What about the Monroe Doctrine? Rip it up, burn it, and cast it to the four winds. Enemies trade secrets for lies told on friends. So let's take it across the ocean to the land of my hide. The core of my body shakes like ropes in a royal rumble. Native tribes committing genocide to the alien beat of humble mumble. Apartheid hasn't died, it's just no longer covered. The smell of death is in the air, sky overcast. The baby boom but a buzzard. Why is it the empires must colonize everything they discovered? Put a brick wall between you and the land you call mother. Hypothetically, you can't discover what's already there. So who are you to tell me how to walk, talk, and wear my hair? And what's up with this free zone? No flying over holy land, fighting over oil and sand. From the streets of Turkey and Israel to the dunes of Iran and Afghanistan. All of your holy books told you how to survive in this place. The last time I checked, we were all humans in the same race, supposedly cognitive. So tell me, what the hell are you doing? Civilization and things falling apart, we're marching off to ruin. Let's take me back stateside. Vegeta is the web of all thoughts worldwide. Worldwide, worldwide. The past has been preserved for us to learn from mistakes, like re-engineering buildings on the sites of earthquakes. Strap two life preservers on to your feet, take a stroll on the beach on the search for some eats. It takes a while to find something agrarian. Go to Mesopotamia and find the Bavarians. Maybe go to Europe, smoke some hash and walk through tulips. Take a tour through the Caucasus Mountains and flow some knowledge on your ass from the peaks of Shiraz, but we're not through. The Filipinos, Indians, and Chinese have been patiently waiting like the Haitians, staging demonstrations, meeting you free, and you be you. Leave me alone to do what I must do. I believe in the eightfold path that must be right, because you find it inserted in every world religion in sight. Not only that, but let's take it to the Swiss Alps. The population is in order with no splitting scalps. So what's up, Mr. President? I don't mean to rush ya, but can you tell me what you plan to do about Poland and Russia? Hey, wait a minute. Let's take it back stateside. Again, it's the web of all thoughts worldwide. Worldwide, worldwide.
All right. Destiny and Journey. Now, you saw me nodding my head along to that. I can barely hear it because my speaker is busted on this phone. So, yeah, I was nodding my head because I could hear the beat going along. We've made it to the point where it's time to go ahead and do the closeout. So, Yahweh means our Father, our Creator is love. Ahava, love is love. Put it all together, and that is complete compassion. Amitabha, Amitofo. That is compassion in both Japanese and Chinese. Today's party was called, what will we call it? Mena. What is it? Mena. You know that stuff that didn't go spoiled all day? And then if you had some left over, it would disappear because more would come back the next day. Mena. Yahweh, Shalom Barak, Allahu, Assalamu alaikum. Father's peace and blessings to you. Much love and respect. And until next time, go out there and be the reason somebody else smiles. Hashtag kindness is contagious.